Shalom, beloved. Shalom. Greetings to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining in on this live. We're going to talk about the Kingdom Marriage Covenant. And we are going to talk about the whole heart. That's right, the whole heart. Because we need transparency. We need monogamy. We need loyalty. We need intimacy. We need intimacy with our kingdom spouse, and we need clear communication. We need effective communication. Communication is so important in any relationship. So we need to know each other's language, so to speak. Some like to call it the love language. Some just like to call it marriage language or whatever. So we have to dig into it deeply and talk about the whole heart. So let us get together and let us unite and let us come together and give acknowledgement and accolades to the Maker, the Master, the Creator of all, the name above all names, Adonai, Hashem, El Shaddai, El Elyon, whatever name you use for the Creator, or even Yah. Some love to say Yah. Be sure that you know the Maker as your Maker. And be sure that the Maker considers you to be a royal heir and a friend, just like the ancestors of our matriarchs and patriarchs. We are humanity. We are nation. We are nations, tribes, and tongues. And we are in regions and territories for such a time as this, to take back the land. That's right, to recover all. So many scenarios going in at once, but we're in the midst of new chapters, new books being written right now. We're in the midst of new songs being sung, new dances being danced, and so on and so forth. New stories being written. There's love stories that are being written every day. There are new mothers, pregnant women in the land, the baby blessings, so many natural and spiritual birthings. So let's come together and unite as one kingdom family and offer up a prayer of gratitude to the Maker, the Creator of all, the Maker of the heavens and the earth and beyond. Abba, we cry out to you together, and we thank you for giving us all that we need pertaining to this life. Every good and perfect gift, we thank you for blessing us. We thank you that we have the ability that you've given us, hidden treasures and gifts and talents and abilities and skills, so that we can use it all for your kingdom and for your glory. For we are blessed to be a blessing. We thank you for every blessing, every gift. We thank you for the miracles that you have performed in the land of the living. We thank you for being with us always. And we thank you that you are perfect love, perfect light, perfect life, and perfect truth. Show us great and mighty things that we do not know. We ask that you open up our spiritual senses so we will know the seasons and the times, so that we will be able to see with our spiritual eyes, and that all of our spiritual senses be heightened and sharpened for such a time as this. Set us ablaze and on fire, that we burn like an inferno, that we are a fire of love, and that we have compassion and kindness for all of humanity and all of creation. And we say thank you, Abba. Thank you for loving us, and thank you for keeping us. Yes, indeed. Love is so incredible. Love can be like a fire. Love can be like a wind. Love can be like a gentle, soft rain. Love is so amazing and so incredible, and we're going to talk about the whole heart as it pertains to the kingdom marriage, the marriage covenant. For this time, we know we're in the marriage season. So many women are pregnant. So many women have married over the last 60 days. It is absolutely epic. It's astronomical. It's record breaking, as one of these ladies said on YouTube. I can't remember her name, but she kept talking about it's going to be a record breaking year. And it definitely is that, especially when it comes to these new couples coming together. They're getting married quickly. I mean, it is fast. It's like suddenly, literally suddenly, with speed. No matter where you are today, your life matters. All lives matters. Your voice matters. So please use your voice for such a time as this to defend the orphans, the widows, the strangers, the imprisoned. Be sure that you're kind to everyone, kind and loving. Someone needs someone to be kind to them and help them along the way. We're here to help each other, not to hurt each other. And my name is Shifra Yisrael. My name is Shifra Yahaved Yisrael, and I'm here to bring something of priceless value and treasure to all of you and not to take anything from you. It doesn't matter what you have done, it doesn't matter what someone else has done to you. You have the victory. You are a winner. You are overcomer. You are not going to lose. You will never lose. No matter what somebody says to you, it doesn't matter at all because you are going to be vindicated. You are going to be redeemed. And you may ask, how do you know that? Well, I know. I'm going to tell you how I know. Because the angel said so. That's right. We have to stay in that secret place and we have to believe the truth, the absolute truth, and not fall into deception. Because there are many people that will speak things that it's not the truth. It'll seem like the truth, it'll seem like it's right. But we have to test everything because the Maker is always good news. The Maker is always giving something great to us. There's greatness within us. So we are never ones who are going to lose. We always have the victory and we are never defeated because the Maker is undefeated. That's right. And with all that being said, we're going to talk about the whole heart. That's what came to me today as I was in a time of deep meditation today, a quiet time. Sometimes we need that quiet time so we can hear clearly. We have to incline our ears to hear the true voice of truth so we can know the truth. So we will be free from deception, darkness, destruction, and all of that because we know that there is a lot going on right now. However, we have to declare and we decree the victory for everything in our lives. We know sickness and disease is not our portion. Lack and poverty is not our portion. And neither is chaos and confusion. Clarity is our portion. So we have to be very careful about what we accept, what we open the door to. We have to lock the door to fear. We have to lock the door to anxiety. We have to lock the door to everything that does not lead to the victory. Everything that is a hindrance is not our portion. So we have to block it. We have to cancel it. We have to break those chains because we're to be chain breakers and watchers on the wall. And there are 8 prayer watches. And those who are watchers, it is 3-hour increments. So the first watch is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's the first watch. And then the second watch is 9 p.m. to midnight. That's how the watch goes. And then it goes all the way around. But we are all to be watchers on the wall and be warriors and worshipers and be those who are kind, those who know how to love all of humanity and all of creation. all times, and to love our neighbors as ourselves, of course, but we are even to love the orphans, the widows, the strangers, the imprisoned, the oppressed, and even those who are not kind to us, even those who are cruel to us and so hateful to us. We're to love them as well. We're to love everybody and always speak words that are life giving and life producing, and words that are covered in love. Love, not harsh words, not cruel words. We want our words to be sweet. We want our words to be sweet. We want to be a sweet aroma and a sweet sound. So let's get into it. The whole heart. Whether you're married, unmarried, betrothed, whether you just have no interest at all in marriage, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You could be married, unmarried, betrothed, widowed. It doesn't matter. We all have a role in this kingdom family to do something great. And we have something in our hands to use that will profit, that will make a profit to benefit not just ourselves, but many others. The whole heart. When we think about the heart, many of us think about the heart in our bodies, but the whole heart that I am referring to is more like your spiritual heart, our spiritual hearts. And we need to be sure that our heart is purified, that our heart is clean, that our heart is healthy. And we want to be sure that our heart is in right alignment, that we have the right heart, the right mind, and the right spirit and the right attitude. We want to be righteous. So we want to be right in every aspect, in every arena of our lives. We want to be in right standing with the Maker. We want to be sure that we're being loving and kind. We want to be sure that we're being generous and not selfish or stingy or any of that. We want to be sure that our words are kind, that our words are full of love and light and life. We don't want to speak words that are going to hurt someone or harm someone in any way. And many people say, oh, well, this is just the way I am or whatever. Well, the way that is needs to change or whatever, because we have to be sure that we treat others the way we also want to be treated, because our words matter. Words have weight and words have power. So the whole heart, when we love someone, especially the most important relationship in our lives, which is that kingdom marriage, that marriage covenant, we have to love our kingdom spouse with our whole heart, not part of our heart, not half of our heart, not a fourth of our heart, not a third of our heart. We have to put our whole heart in it and be transparent and be open and honest. And we have to be monogamous, and we have to be loyal and faithful. We have to treat our kingdom spouse better than we treat ourselves. That is just the way it has to be. We have to love them with our whole heart and care for them with our whole heart. It is so selfless and sacrificial. It is so sweet to love. Love is sweet, ahava in Hebrew. And we know every language has a word for love or more than one word for love. But I'm telling you, love is so sweet. It's sweeter than any fruit. It's sweeter than any honey. It's so sweet. And love has such a sweet scent. So you want to be sure as you go about that your words and your actions are sweet to your kingdom spouse. Whether you're the husband or the wife, it makes no difference. You still want to be sweet. You still want to be kind and loving and compassionate and considerate. And we know that romance is so important for the woman, for the wife, that the kingdom husband cannot leave that out or skip it or ignore it. Clear communication and consistency is so important in any relationship. However, all of you kingdom husbands, you need to be sure that you're treating your wives as queens and not letting anyone or anything take precedence over her except for the maker. The maker comes first with all of us. Yes, has to be first. Otherwise, we get into idolatry and spiritual adultery. However, we have to be sure that we are treating our kingdom spouses better than any other human being, even our mother, our father, our daughter, our son, our friends, our sisters, our brothers. It doesn't matter who it is. That kingdom husband or that kingdom wife has to be numero uno, number one, except when it comes to the maker. The maker comes first, then the kingdom spouse comes second. A lot of people say, I don't want to be second. Well, we all have to be second to the maker. That's the way it is. That's the way it goes. That's the rules. That's the kingdom rules, the spiritual principles. And you may ask, how is it that I give my whole heart? That's everything. All of you. You leave absolutely nothing out, or you don't hold anything back. You have to give it your all. If you give it 30%, I'm telling you, it will never work. If you only give it 50%, it will never work. If you give it 80%, it will crumble and fall. You have to give it 100%. You have to give all of yourself. You have to give all of yourself in this kingdom marriage or marriage covenant. You have to. It is just the way it is. You may not like it. It may not be comfortable to you. It may seem uncomfortable. However, it is what we have to do. You cannot mistreat your kingdom spouse and expect to live a blessed life. Absolutely not. You cannot. Now, if you have more than one husband or more than one wife, or you have a, I don't care what, to repent and turn from whatever you're doing, because even animals don't do that. I'm just going to be totally blatant and honest with you. The eagles mate for life, and the male eagle has the female eagle, and that's it for a whole lifetime. And that's the way that's the way humanity was designed to function. Not to have this woman and that woman and all of that. That is not the kingdom way. That is not the way life is intended to be for humanity or for any creation, which includes all of the animals and the insects. Now, you may ask me, what about angels? Or what about the angels? Right now, we're talking about humanity. And humanity needs to get it right and stop following that which is not the right way. And most people know the right way to go. They just tend to want to go the wrong way and do what they want to do. And there are consequences for that. There are consequences for disobedience. There's consequences for doing whatever it is that people are not supposed to be doing, that they know they're not supposed to be doing. If you are disrespecting the maker by cheating or whatever you want to call it, being unfaithful to your kingdom wife or your kingdom husband, and then you're not truly honoring your marriage vows. Plain and simple. So, the truth is the truth. Just because you believe something, or even if 10,000 people do it, doesn't make it true and it doesn't make it right. So, moving right along, you have to give your kingdom husband or your kingdom wife your whole heart. That means all of you. That means you're not going to be going behind your kingdom spouse's back and going to lunch with somebody else or kissing somebody else, touching somebody else, or being intimate with somebody else. If you are doing such things, then you are violating the spiritual laws and principles. And you may ask, what about John Doe and Jane Doe? Well, Jane Doe, John Doe, whoever does it, people had the choice. Humanity has the choice to choose life or to choose the opposite of life. And when someone chooses to do that which is not in accordance to the spiritual laws, there are consequences. There are consequences. It doesn't matter what it is. We have to be obedient in everything, not just what we want to be obedient in. And a lot of people don't like the word rebellious, but if you're not following the laws, the spiritual laws, you're being rebellious. And many people like to condone that which is wrong, but there is no condoning what is wrong. Either it's right or it's wrong. There's no in between. So we know that we all have to be covenant keepers no matter what. It doesn't matter what nation, tribe, or tongue, region, or territory you are a part of. Culture is not over the maker. So many people say, oh, in my culture we do this or whatever in my country. Well, honestly, you don't have a country or nation or anything like that because you didn't create anything. You were created. So you have to abide by the laws, so to speak. And many people say, well, we're not under the law anymore. The law is done away with. Well, you have laws in the land and you have laws in the spiritual realm, and they're quite different. If you break a law in the land, you may have to pay a fine or go to jail for a small period of time. If you break the laws, the spiritual laws that the Maker has mandated, there is a great penalty for that. And many people say, oh, well, no, I could just pray. I could fast and pray and, I'm forgiven and all of that, though. Sure, to a certain extent, but all of us have to turn away from what is not right, what is not wrong, what is not right, and do what is right. And that's where Teshuvah comes in. That's where the next month that comes in will be a Teshuvah. We all have to keep the covenant. There's no way around it. Even the animals have to obey. Obedience is mandatory. It's not optional. And many people say, oh, well, I could do this and I could do that because my mother did it, my father did it, my grandfather did it, my grandmother did it. Bonk, wrong. That is not the truth. It will never be the truth. So we have to be sure that we're not following people. We have to follow what the Maker has instructed for us to do. We have divine instructions. We have to be obedient. Now, the whole heart. Our whole hearts have to be given to the Maker. First and foremost, above anyone else, above your kingdom husband, your kingdom wife, your sons, your daughters, your sons, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, whomever it is. Even if you have a twin, the same thing applies. The Maker is first. That's the first, and you must be obedient. All of us, even myself, we have to be obedient to the Maker, the true ruler, the Master, who has all power to do everything and anything. No one or nothing is greater than the Maker, the Creator of all. Regardless of what name you like to call and what language, the Maker is the same Maker for everybody. There is only one Maker. There are not multiple creators. It is just not so. I know many people believe that, but it's not the truth. There's just one. It is one. And in the kingdom marriage or the marriage covenant, both The husband and the wife are to be faithful and monogamous in that relationship. The husband is not to be touching with any other woman or communicating with any other woman in any way, shape, or form except for his wife. Now he could communicate with other women as long as it's his mother, sister, or a relative or somebody like that. However, and the woman, the wife, should not be doing that either. She should be totally devoted to her husband, and her husband should be totally devoted to her. It goes both ways. It's not one way. It's not, oh, I have a husband or a wife, and then I have somebody else. No, wrong. Polygamy has never been has never been an option when it comes to the maker. I know a lot of people have chosen it over the centuries, and it's still wrong. There's no way to make it right. I don't care who did it, how long they did it, and why they did it. If they thought it was right to do it, it's still wrong. And we have to give our whole hearts to our kingdom husbands and our kingdom wives. We have to give all of us to the maker. And we have to be selfless and sacrificial. We have to treat others the way we want to be treated. So it is told that the two become one in the kingdom marriage, the marriage covenant, however you want to phrase it, whatever you want to call it. There's so many different definitions or words for it. However, the two come together and they become one. And you may ask, how do they come together and become one? It's very easy. It's very simple. It's because they are in unity. They are one. They have oneness together. They're not divided. They're not arguing and bickering every day. And if that's going on, then that's not a healthy relationship. And that's not the true marriage. So the true marriage, the authentic marriage, the covenant is a friendship, and the friends are also lovers. They are partners. They do everything together. They love and respect each other. One is not trying to rule over the other, and one is not a doormat while the other is not, or vice versa. It's a wonderful relationship. It is awesome. It is incredible. It's like a love story that you see in the movies or you read about in books. I think about Cinderella, that comes to Cinderella's not really a love story. Well, it is. It has a wonderful ending. It is a love story, even though some people may not like that story. That the king or prince or whatever took this girl, who they considered to be a peasant girl because it seems far-fetched. However, our divine connection with our significant other or the kingdom spouse that is the one for us, because there's only one for us. We don't get multiple choices. We don't get more than one. We will know because we will fit together with that person perfectly. And when we come together with that person, it's going to be as if we've known that person for a long time. We're going to connect with that person on a deeper level. It's not just going to be natural. It's going to be spiritual. It's going to be beyond just the regular part of the friendship or whatever. It's going to be a deep connection. It should be a very deep connection. And if it's not, that could be signs that that is not your kingdom spouse. So be sure that you do not marry the counterfeit. If you marry the counterfeit, that is disastrous. That is not good. I've talked to some women recently and some men that have married the counterfeit, and they were there when they spoke to me with their spouse, and they said it is horrific. It is terrible. It's the worst thing you could ever do, because it's just nothing works out right when you're with the wrong person. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't be with the wrong person. Yes, you can make the choice and marry the wrong person, and then you find out it's no way to make it work. It doesn't matter how much you fast and pray or go to counseling or whatever. That's not the person for you, so it's not going to work out well. And eventually you're going to be separated from that person. It's not going to work. The maker doesn't play that. No, at all. The maker does not allow us to be with the wrong person. You may be able to do it for a short period of time, but that is going to crash and burn. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is the absolute truth. And all lives matter. So it isn't that the husband is more important, the man is more important than the wife or the woman. All lives matter. The husband is important, the wife is important, the daughters and sons are important. Everybody in the kingdom family is of importance. Nobody is insignificant, nobody is inferior or any of that. However, many people have insecurities when it comes to marriage. Why? I have no idea. Some people are jealous. Some people are beyond jealous. Some people are just outright hateful or controlling. However, that is not love. Love is not seeking to control or entrap or imprison anybody. Love and freedom go together. It's love, freedom, truth, and humility. You want to be humble. You don't want to be haughty or prideful, because that is not the way to be. And we have to give our kingdom spouse our whole heart. All of us. Not some of us or the parts we want to share, but all of us. We have to be totally naked before our kingdom spouse. And I'm not talking about not having your clothes on. I'm talking about something deeper, spiritual. And many people that are religious, they don't understand spiritual concepts. And that's fine too. However, if you do not, you will want to go deeper so that you will understand spiritual concepts, because it's extremely important for every person, all of humanity, to have spiritual eyes to see and spiritual ears to hear, and that all of the spiritual senses be sharpened and heightened in order to understand what is being communicated in the spiritual realm. It is so necessary. Many today do not believe in angels. Angels are real. Angels are very real. Whether you actually see them with your natural eyes or not, or sense them, angels are real. Animals are real. Humanity is real. Humanity needs more than anything to go back to the garden, to the original way of life, and live and thrive, rather than to be away from that garden, which is like a safe place, a secret place, the place where we can go and feel free. We all have a desire to go back to the garden, to be in that garden, that safe place, that secret place. Be sure that you're giving your kingdom spouse or your marriage covenant, husband or wife, all of your heart, your whole heart. Otherwise, intimacy and the connection spiritually will not be as strong. If you want to be loved, you have to love. You have to love well. You have to love with all of you, all of your being, with all of your mind, with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your spirit, with all of your strength. You have to pour out that love. You have to pour it out. You have to go deeper, much deeper. You have to get to the root of it and be sure to water it and nurture it and care for it. Our hearts are very important and we must take care of our hearts. But we should be giving all of our heart to our kingdom spouse. Yes, our whole heart. Not part of our heart, but our whole heart. Being completely clean and pure and refined and washed and being so transparent and spiritually naked that nothing is hidden. Absolutely nothing. We don't want to hide anything. We want to be completely naked spiritually. We want to be open. And we want to be ready to love the right way, not the wrong way. There's a right and a wrong way to love. The right way to love is not to be controlling, not to be cruel. The right way to love is to be loving and kind to your kingdom spouse and to your children. Doesn't matter whether they're adults or they're little children. We should always be loving and kind to all of humanity and all of creation. Everything that we need, we already have it. We don't need to beg for it. We don't need to look for it. We don't need to ask for it. It is ours. It is our rich inheritance, our birthright. It's already been given to us. We don't have to wait for it. We don't have to work for it. We don't have to stress for it. It is ours. We just need to claim it. We need to know it, that we have it, rather than to keep going back and forth and wavering about, do we have it? Do we have it? Or is it ours? Can I have it? Or whatever. We're not beggars. We're not to beg for anything. We are blessed beyond measure, and we are blessed to be a blessing. So remember, watch out for the signs, the wonders, the miracles, the multiplication, acceleration, the supernatural, the blessings. Blessings are upon us, miracles. Yes, as you go out and about, be alert, aware, and awake. You never know what you may see, or you never know who may cross your path. It could be that someone will bless you or you will bless somebody else. Regardless, be sure that you are obedient. You do not want to be disobedient. Disobedience is sinful. Disobedience is sin. It's wrong. There's nothing good about being disobedient at all. So remember, give your kingdom spouse your whole heart. Plan a date night. It could be something fun. It could be a family night, whatever it is. Just be sure that you are treating your kingdom spouse with love and kindness, and that you are honoring that person, whether it's the husband or the wife, regardless, even if you haven't come together yet and made it official in the land, still honor that person Be true. Don't be one who is not loyal and not faithful. That will only come back later against you if you hurt your kingdom spouse or anybody else. So be sure that you give your whole heart, all of you, to your king. Nothing hidden. Don't hold anything back. Be transparent. Be transparent. Be loyal. Be monogamous. And intimacy will be, it will be wonderful. You will have deep intimacy when you do the right thing by the Maker and honor and respect and love your kingdom spouse with your whole heart, all of you, your whole heart. When you give everything to your kingdom spouse, you will win. Me right, it treats me good. Well, don't give up. People do change. They don't always stay the same. So regardless of where you find yourself today, take the risk. Don't be fearful. Give it all. Give it your all. Give your whole heart to your kingdom spouse, and you will never regret it. Pour out your heart. Maybe you write poetry. Maybe you write songs. You sing songs. Be romantic. Don't be like other people that are not romantic, that don't know how to treat their kingdom spouse, that don't honor and respect their kingdom spouse. Do it the right way and you will be blessed, even if your kingdom spouse does not. When you do it, it may just inspire them to reciprocate it. Do it. More than likely, it will work. When you love somebody, when you truly love somebody, you don't want to treat them wrong. You don't want to do them wrong. It's like doing yourself wrong. You're in that covenant marriage. You're in that kingdom marriage. You're in that relationship where you are an example to your children and your children's children and other people. You want to be sure that you're doing it right and not following what other people are doing who may be doing it wrong. You don't want to follow what other people are doing that may be doing it wrong. So be sure that you're doing it the right way. Be sure that you're doing it the kingdom way. Be sure that when you do it, you're being holy and pure and clean and righteous and blameless. And then you will see the victory. Definitely you will see the victory. So many married couples have been married 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. It's not about the time so much either. Some have been married only 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. Regardless, be sure that you honor the Maker by being monogamous. Monogamous. That's a tongue twister, that word, right? Monogamous. Monogamous. Monogamy is important. Monogamy is important. You want to be loyal and faithful and true to your kingdom spouse. You want to be transparent. You want to have clear, good communication and intimacy. You want to be romantic. You should desire to be romantic. And you should desire to speak to your kingdom spouse in a loving, kind way. So as you go forth, discover what it is that you need to know about your kingdom spouse so that you can treat her like a queen, so you could treat him like a king. What do they say in that song? I only have eyes for you. Your eyes should be turned towards your queen if you're the king husband. And if you're the wife, your eyes should be turned towards your king husband. Your eyes should not be wandering to and from looking at other people, desiring other people. That's being lustful. That's leading to adultery. And that is not good at all. It is only going to destroy the relationship. It's only going to lead to your kingdom spouse not trusting you. You want to be sure that you do the right thing, even if your kingdom spouse doesn't. And then one more thing, even if your kingdom spouse is on the wrong path, you need to fast and pray, and you need to do the right thing and not go around talking negatively to other people about your kingdom spouse, not even your family, especially not your family. You need to still be loyal to your kingdom spouse and be a friend to your kingdom spouse, even if they are not honoring the covenant, even if they're not being faithful and loyal and true. Don't go around telling everybody about it. Don't go around sharing it with your family. Stand. Break those chains. Don't let your relationship crumble and fall. Don't let your relationship get into a place where it's in utter chaos or where there's so much friction and tension. Be sure that you nurture your kingdom marriage, your marriage covenant, or if you're not together yet, or if you're in a time of separation and you know there's going to be a reconciliation soon, or you're already together and you just need that rekindling. You need those fires to be stoked, and you need for that fire to be ignited again. You need all of that. It can be done. Do it. Desire it. Take the necessary steps and give your kingdom spouse your whole heart. Nothing hidden. Leave nothing back. When you do that, you will definitely see the benefits in your kingdom marriage, your marriage covenant. You will definitely have a wonderful time with your kingdom spouse, with the person that you have become one with the person who you love, who you enjoy spending quality time with. It's such a wonderful relationship. However, we do have to nurture it. We do have to keep the fire burning, and we should be so passionate. We should be so passionate and on fire in our kingdom marriage or marriage covenant. We should never be nonchalant about anything. So go ahead and go forth and stoke those flames in your kingdom marriage, in your marriage covenant, and never let the fire burn out. Keep the fire burning. Keep that romance burning. Keep the communication open. We have to put in the work. If we don't work at it, then we won't have a successful kingdom marriage or marriage covenant. If we don't work diligently at it, we should want to have a strong bond, a very strong bond with our kingdom spouse, that nobody could come between us, nobody and nothing. So as you go forth, we are blessed to be a blessing. Bless your kingdom spouse right now, right today. Hold on tight and never let go. Don't let anyone come between the two of you. Guard it. Guard that relationship with all of you. Guard it. Be a gatekeeper, a guard, a watcher on the wall when it comes to the marriage covenant. And this is the marriage season. This is summertime, kayats in Hebrew. I'm so excited. We have Tu B'Av coming up. Tu B'Av is the love day. It is a holy love day. Not many are talking about it right now on the earth anymore. It's not as popular as the feast days. However, it is very important when you're talking about love. Tu B'Av, yes. And we also know that the Joy Feast is coming up soon. Sukkot. And Sukkot has the sukkah. The sukkah is like a tent, and you're supposed to eat there for, I think, 8 days with family and friends, and even orphans, widows, strangers, and the like. And it is parallel to the wedding huppah, which is spelled Chuppah. It is similar. It is a parallel, so to speak. And it is so incredible to be in that huppah and get married. And oh, it's so exhilarating. It is so incredible. It's hard to find the word to describe it. However, remember as we go that we are blessed to be a blessing always. We are victorious. We are wealthy. We are wise. We are definitely here for such a time as this. To thrive, not barely survive, but to thrive and to prosper and to excel. We are being elevated. So as you go forth, sweet sleep to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining in. We talked about the whole heart. Be sure that you give your whole heart to your kingdom spouse. Give it all away. You will never regret it. It will be well with you as long as you take the right action and the right steps. Shalom to each and every one of you. Shalom and sweet sleep. Keep the fire burning. Stoke the flames of that love, that fire of love.